All right, it's time to do one of our favorite videos. We're gonna be making over subscribers' homes. You guys have sent in some awesome ones and I can't wait to share with you what I've come up with. So we're just gonna hop right into this. First up, as you can see here, we have Molly's dining room. It's a pretty brand new space and she's just really wanting to warm it up and make it look a little more inviting. Now you guys know, one, we never judge anyone's space. Two, we try to give suggestions of, affordable ideas. And most of the time I try and make them simple, things that you could just go out and purchase. And every once in a while, I like to throw in, maybe something that's a little bit more. So I have a few this time that I think that are gonna take things to the next level. So just bear with me. So as you can see here, she has a smaller mirror that is on the wall. There's no curtains. She has this lovely dining room table and no rug. So I'm sure, as you can tell, I am going to suggest right off the bat several fun things to really warm up this space. So she did tell me that she does love blue. Look what I came up with. How gorgeous is this? All right, first of all, these blue curtains are just phenomenal. But what they do is they really open up that wall and make that space just look so much kind of more grand and inviting. So we always take our curtains high and wide and down to the floor. And then I put this beautiful rug under the entire space. You want your rug to be big enough that the chairs can come all the way back and it just looks, it's filling that space and looking appropriately sized. But do you see what I added in to really bring some wow factor to this room? I added in the wainscoting and I think it looks phenomenal. And then of course, I put larger artwork on that wall to really fill in that space. Look how pretty it looks with that mirror and then those two pictures with the lighting up above. I just feel like that is such a wow factor. So I didn't change her light fixture or anything like that, or her table, left that all the same. So basically you just are looking at a new rug, some curtains, and then larger artwork across the wall. And if you wanted to just start there and not add the wainscoting, you could totally do that and it would still look fantastic. So Molly, I hope you like this idea and I hope that, it just gives you a little bit of inspiration. And if you end up doing anything, please send it over and we'll share it.
Man, I'm hungry.
All right, you want some breakfast?
Yeah.
All right. When we have a hungry Jason, we have to pause our decorating and make some food really quick. Look at my pretty new caraway set. You guys know I've been using caraway for oh my goodness, maybe 3 years now. I recently started using the cookware set. Look at this cute blue I got. I had to get this one to match all the stuff at my house. I don't know if you guys read about Forever Chemicals, but that is one of the reasons I made an intentional change and went to caraway, because that is not something that I want in my home. Look how handy this is. This is such a nice little organizer. This is great as a little drying rack after you wash your pots and pans, and then you can just let them dry there. I love this because these are magnetic and they hook together. Super handy. I love this slick ceramic coating because one, it makes cleanup a breeze, and two, then you have to use very little oil or butter. So that's been super awesome also. Caraway's non-toxic because of the ceramic coating is made without PTFE and other forever chemicals. Their non-toxic coating is also third-party tested and verified. Look how easy this egg slides around. It's not stuck at all. Tell me that's not amazing. I can get the perfect over medium fried egg, which is exactly what look at that. That is so perfect. If you were thinking about upgrading your cookware, I would buy the entire set because you already save 20% when you buy the set. And then if you use my code of Charming Abode, you get an additional 10% off. And it comes with the Dutch oven, the saucepan, the frying pan, and then the saute pan. And then, let me show you this. It also has those really cool stackable lids that you can hang so you can always know exactly where your lids are. We're coming into fall, so think chili, potato soup, all the chicken noodle soup, all the things that you can make. Plus you can make, like sourdough bread, different things like that. Bread's in your Dutch oven, so I highly recommend. So remember, if you buy the cookware set, you get 20% off. Use my code at Charming Abode, and then you can stack that on top of it and get an additional 10% off. And right now, for every $1 that you spend, that's an entry into the sweepstakes that they're having for $100,000 or a kitchen renovation. So that's really cool. So I'm gonna leave a link down in the description box, so if you wanna head over and check it all out. And thank you so much, Caraway, for sponsoring today's video. This next one is Linda's coastal living room. She loves coastal items and she loves teal blue. And we're just going to just add a few little things in this area to just bring that all together for her. So she loves that she can see out the window. So she wants to keep her, that area open. And honestly, there's just a few things that we could do that could really just make this be what she's wanting it to be. So if you want a theme and you love coastal, let's play into that. So I brought in a lot more teal, and I brought in a few just fun factors. I did take her curtains, like I say I always love, up high and wide. And then I put symmetrical art on each side of the window. So that just gives that whole wow factor. I rearranged her little corner buffet thing that she has and kind of pushed the lamp over and just kind of cleared it out, made it look just a little bit more stylish. I'm kind of cracking up at a few of the items. No matter how hard I tried, I could not get Wally, as I so lovingly call my program, to change. I was dying of laughter at the little starfish thing that he has sitting over there on the table. That was cracking me up. Get the idea. If you just bring in a few of the colors that you love a little bit more through throws and pillows, a little bit through your accents and your artwork, you can change the entire look of that space. Plus, I feel like this really kind of brightened the space up and just really made her theme on point. Now, let me flip the room to the other side of the living room so you can kind of see a little bit more of what we're thinking. So as you can see here on the other side, she has one little bit of a coastal type picture sitting there on that end table, but then back behind, it kind of switches themes and it goes to birds with those sconces. I think if we're going to do something, let's not switch things. Let's really commit to what we're doing. And so that's why I ended up in the makeover picture going with adding in more of the colors and the fabrics and the design of having the coastal and changing out the artwork, because I just felt like the birds was throwing the whole room off. And so that way I feel like this all goes together. Now take some of these prints with a grain of salt. I'm cracking up. Why it keeps putting so many of those little starfish, I have no idea, but you get the idea. And then that ties this whole room together. And I think it just makes it look fantastic. Little tiny changes can just make all the difference. If you're enjoying today's video, will you please hit the like button, comment, share, hype it, whatever you can do. All those little things help so much, and I truly appreciate it. This is Donna's living room. Now, Donna's living room, she wants to update the lamps that are on the sides and those mirrors on the back and just kind of do a little bit to spruce this up, and she wants to change out that ceiling fan. So I think that those are all really great things that you want to change in this room, and I think that we can definitely do something to just kind of make this feel fresh and updated, maybe a little lighter and brighter. I changed out your light fixture because she doesn't want the ceiling fan anymore. I love this one. I think it looks so good in the space, especially with the stone of your fireplace. I gave you a little bit more modern lamps to just kind of freshen that space up. And then I put cohesive artwork across the back just to add in a little bit more of like depth and dimension. Love your area rug. And then something else I think you might notice that I did is I just kind of thinned out some of the spaces that you had decorated. Just like your coffee table, your side tables up there above the TV, just kind of thinning it out and making all your little accent pieces just pop to where there's not so many of them that we can then actually see them. A little declutter like that can just make your space look a little more cohesive, a little more put together, and it helps us to be able to see everything in the room. So I really love this. Little changes again here that I think really do make a big impact, and I hope that you like your space, Donna. Next up, this is Sheila's bedroom, and she just wants to make it a little more inviting, and she is already off to a great start. She's got nightstands with matching lamps on each side. She has cozy looking bedding with pillows. I think that we could just do a couple tiny little things to this room and it would really give it a wow factor. So all I did, as you can see, is I added artwork above the bed. I put 2 matching mirrors above the nightstands behind the lights. Something I've learned doing that in my own space. I have that in 2 different bedrooms. I love it. That light that illuminates off those mirrors really just adds a little something to the room. One, it opens it up, especially if you have a smaller bedroom, it opens it up and makes it look a lot larger, and it reflects the light, and so then it helps, brighten the space. So putting those two mirrors behind the lamps and adding in that artwork, and all I then did is throw a little cozy little throw across the bottom of the bed, and I feel like this whole room looks like just a new room. Very cozy and inviting for your guest. This next one is Janice's bedroom. This view that you're getting is from laying in the bed, and this is what she sees looking forward. Now, over here where this cute little chest is, it kind of looks like a cedar chest. She used to have like a large armoire there. Does enjoy not having something too heavy right there, but I feel like, and the only reason I can honestly say this, is that tile around that fireplace with that wood is dating the space. And the reason I can say that is I have the same tile in my living room, and I know it's dated because it's been there a long, long time. And so I think if she really wants to have a wow factor, something really beautiful, this is the one that we're going to take a little bit to the next level and do just a little bit more upgrading to it. And let me show you what I mean by that. As you can see, I've done several little things to this room. Actually, several big things to this room, and it looks phenomenal. Oh my, do I want this bedroom. So I added a mantle to that space above the fireplace to really just be able to add in the cozy. Because look what we were able to do. Look at decorating that mantle with that mirror. That looks so good. And of course, by adding in that mantle and surround there, I put in new tile so we could update the space and just make it look a lot, just bring it into the new century and just make it look so good. I want to add that to mine in my living room because I just think it looks so pretty. I took over here where she had that chest and I just put some artwork with a nice little light above it and just cozied up that space. I even kept her fig leaf tree there that she has and just kind of placed that in the corner. I just feel like this whole space is tied together so beautiful. In one of my past videos, Linda had sent in her fireplace and she just was looking for a little bit of like different decor ideas for the top of her mantle. Now, she didn't want to do a bunch of makeover to the brick and the fireplace or anything like that. And that's like a lot of us. Sometimes we don't want to do any painting or reconstruction or anything. We just want to set out a few new decor pieces. So I had suggested to her, because she had that small little mirror up top, I suggested that she place a larger arched mirror, maybe add in a couple candlesticks, a few books, and maybe a little birdie figurine, different things like that. And she did do that. And she sent me a picture and she's very pleased with the updated space that she's accomplished for herself. So sometimes just someone showing you just a couple little things can bring a lot of joy to your own home. You have to remember that it's your style and it's your place and you have to love it. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. As long as you love it, that's what counts. I always say that. Forget the design rules, forget what people say, like, oh, that has to be done this way or that way. That really doesn't matter. If you like it, you live there. That's all that matters. And so I love what you did here, Linda. I love that you took some suggestions and did it and made it your own. And I hope that you enjoy your space. All right, thank you again to Caraway for sponsoring today's video. And don't forget that you can get 20% off their bundle set and stack my code, A Charming Abode, and get an additional 10% off. Plus, enter their sweepstakes right now. For every dollar that you spend, you get an entry into their $100,000 sweepstakes or their kitchen remodel. Hello, we all would love that. So the link is down in the description box. All right, we'll see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.